Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In today's video I will show you how to do hand landmark detection using MediaPipe in React Native. So firstly I will show you the output. So this is the output for iOS. So I have one button. Once I click on the button, it opens the photo picker app and I can select an image and it will do landmark detection. Now if you see, for this hand it was not able to do the detection, but if I select this, here you can see it was detected. For this also it was detected, and for this as well it was detected. So yeah, it works 90% of the time, and given that we are not doing any API call, all this is on device, so it is a pretty good output. Now for Android the output is little off, so I will click on a button, I'll select one image, and here you can see the output is little off. I don't know why. Like, this happens in Flutter as well, but it does not happen in native Android. It works perfectly fine in native Android, so I'm not really sure why. Yeah, I think I'm making some mistake which I'm not able to figure it out, but yeah, it's important for me to let you guys know, like, I am facing an issue. In case if you are able to figure it out, do let me know in the comments, and it might help someone else as well. So this is the documentation. First, what you'll have to do is you'll have to scroll down to the documentation and you will have to download this model. So this is kind of like a TF Lite model, which will machine learning model, which will help us to do the detection. Next, I will be using the new architecture. So here I have created one React Native project, and first what you will have to do is you will have to create, so we will be creating one fabric module and one turbo module for selecting the image from our photos app. Once we select the image, we will send the URI from our native side to React Native side, and then we'll send the URI from React Native side to again back to the native side to the fabric module, which is this RTN my image. So we will start with RTN my picker, which will help us to select the image. So create this folder. Next, also at the time of this recording, like the React Native folks have removed the docs for new architecture. I'm not sure why. That's why I won't be able to show you the link for the new architecture, but yeah, like, I have literally copy pasted all of this code from my previous videos, so yeah, it will more or less be the same. So first, create this folder called RTN my picker. Inside that, create a file called package.json. Again, I have copy pasted everything from the docs, so only this name will change, this will change, this will change, and this will change. Everything else remains the same. Next, I have created a podspec file. Again, I have copy pasted it from the docs, only this name changes. Next, I have created a JS folder. Inside that, I have created this TypeScript file, and again, be careful with the name, and this name this method I have added, like a pick image, and here I have changed this name as well. Next, I have created a folder called Android. Inside that, I have created build.gradle. Again, I have copy pasted everything from docs, only this package name has been changed, and this build.gradle version has been updated. Compile HDK version has been updated to 34, and I am using Kotlin standard lib 1.9.0. next, inside src, create a file called mypicker package.kt. again, I have copy pasted it from docs, only this name changes, this changes, this changes, this as well as this. Next, we create mypicker module.kt. now here I have to use one hack, like, I'm asking for internet permission. I get it, we don't have to explicitly ask for internet permission, but I'm using this hack because once I call this request permission, I'm overriding our pick image method, and inside that I'm asking for request permission, and it will move the callback to the main activity. And because I need to use a method called register for activity result, and that can be used only inside an activity or fragment. You can't use it inside turbo module. That's why I have to use this hack. Now this moves the callback to main activity. So I'll go back to my main activity, app src main java main activity.kt. here you can add all these imports first. Next, I have added the same internet permission thing, and here the callback comes over here once we request permission from Android. And once the permission is granted, I am just launching this get content.launch, and I have created one helper method to check whether permission was granted or not. And if you check this is this thing which can only be used from an activity. So once the user selects an image, I am sending back the URI back to React Native side. Also, you will have to create a folder called assets inside main, and you will have to drag and drop your TF Lite model which we downloaded from over here. Once you drop this, you will also have to go to build.gradle. You will have to update the min SDK version to 24 because MediaPipe requires at least version 24. And over here in this build.gradle, I have updated Kotlin version to 1.9.0. Next, so this is done, RTN my picker. Next, RTN my image. So again, create a folder called RTN my image. Inside that, create a file called package.json. Again, I have copy pasted everything from docs. Only this name changes, this changes, and this changes. Everything else remains the same. Next, I have created a podspec file. Again, I have copied it from docs. Only this name changes, everything else remains the same. Next, I have created a JS folder. Inside that, I have created a TypeScript file. Again, I have copied it from docs. It takes an image URL as a prop, and this name has been changed. Next, inside Android, create build.gradle file. Again, I have copy pasted it from docs. I have updated the Gradle version to 8.2.0. Compile SDK version is 34. Min SDK is to 24. Target is 34 as well. And this namespace has been changed. And here I have added Kotlin standard lib. This is a MediaPipe dependency for hand detection. And this coil is for loading bitmap inside an image view. And I have also using constraint layout, which I will come back in a bit. Next, create an SRC. Inside that, create overlay view.kt. Okay, before that, just to check. Okay, yeah, fine. Next, you will have to create this file called overlay view.kt, and to be honest with you, I have just copy pasted it from docs. So you can just go to the Android folder, click on this main activity over here, and just go to hand LandMarker, and here you will find the overlay view.kt. So basically what this file does is that it will help us to draw those hand landmarks on our image. So it's kind of like a canvas. So I'll just slowly scroll through this. If you want, you can pause the video and copy paste all this code. Okay, next I have created a file called myimagepackage.kt. again, I have copy pasted it from docs. Only this name changes and this changes. Next, I have created a file called myimage.kt. So it extends from constraint layout, and here we are initializing our overlay view as well as image view, and this name should be the same whatever you have, in case if you have changed the name, whatever you have inside the assets folder. And here we are just initializing our hand LandMarker and setting the min confidence as well as the number of hands which we want to detect, and the running mode is for image. And here I have defined our options builder, and here I have created one variable for hand LandMarker, and here I have initialized it as well. Then I have set some layout params to our constraint layout. Once I have defined a constraint set. Now the reason why I am using constraint layout is because I want the image view as well as the overlay view on top of each other. You can use relative layout as well, but I don't really remember the code for relative layout. That's why I'm using constraint layout. Next, I have set some ID to our image view as well as width and height, and here I have just applied constraint set to our image view as well. So basically aligning the constraints, image views top, bottom, start and end constraint to the constraints of constraint layout. Same thing we are doing for the overlay view as well. So this entire thing, then we are applying the constraint set to our constraint layout. Next, you will have to go to myimagemanager.kt, and here first you can just copy paste all these imports. Next, again this names has been changed, this has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. One thing which I forgot to tell you is that for the new architecture you will have to search for new arc enabled inside gradle.properties and make this as true. Okay. Next, here I have first define a lifecycle variable. Then again this has been copied from docs, only this name has been changed. This has been copied from docs, only this name has been changed. We get the image URL. Once we get it, we convert it to a bitmap, and once we convert it, we scale down the bitmap using this method. And once we do that, we just convert our bitmap to our MP image, and then we call LandMarker.detects and pass our MP image, and whatever result we get, we pass it to the overlay views set results method and pass the height and width of our MP image as well, and then we load the bitmap as well. Okay, once that is done, next what you will have to do is you will have to go to app.tsx. Here you will have to add two imports, RTN_MyPicker and RTN_MyImage. And here this code is for iOS and this is for Android. Like we are listening for once the user has picked one photo, so that we can send that URI back from native site to React Native site. This is for iOS. The same thing we are listening for the user to pick a photo, so that we can get the URI. Here I have just defined one button called pick image, which we will call the pick image method, and here is our fabric module. Next, what you will have to do for iOS, you will have to cd to the iOS directory on your terminal and then run this command. So this will enable the new architecture for iOS. Then you will have to do cd ... that will come to the root of your React Native project, and then you will have to run this command, yarn add /RTN_MyPicker. Then you will have to run this command so that all these two packages are added to your package.json file. Next, you will have to do cd ... it will move you outside your React Native project. First you will have to run this command, but make sure you replace rnapp with whatever is your project name. My project name is rnapp, that's why I'm using it over here as well as over here. Similarly, you will have to run this command. Make sure you replace rnapp with your project name. Then you will have to cd to the main Android folder, run this command. This will do code generation for Android. Then I think yeah, you can run it for Android. Now for iOS, firstly you will have to go to iOS folder, go to pod file. Here you will have to add this pod. Now don't run pod install. What you will have to do is you will have to cd to your iOS directory, run this command. So this will do code generation for our these two modules, as well as it will install pod file for your MediaPipe task vision as well. Next, open the XC workspace inside Xcode. First thing is go to info.plist, add this photo library usage description permission. Next, you will also have to update the minimum iOS deployment target to 14 over here as well as over here. Next, you will have to go to general and scroll down, add this photos.framework, photos_UI.framework by just clicking on this plus button. Because we are doing this inside Objective-C++, that's why we have to use this. If we were writing in Swift, we didn't have to use this. Next, you will have to drag and drop your TF-Lite model which we have downloaded, and make sure you check this checkbox of target membership. Next, we have this, just create this Swift file. Xcode will ask, do you want to create a bridging header? Click yes. And here again this overlay view, I have just copy pasted it from the docs. So if you go to the docs for iOS, you should be able to just click on any of this file. It will redirect you to the repo, and you can go over here, go to views, go to hand overlay.swift, and you can just copy paste this file. There is one more file which you will have to copy. Just go to configurations, go to default constants.swift, and you will also have to copy this file. So I'll just scroll down to this scroll down through this file slowly, so that in case if you want to copy it, pause the video. So basically this file is used to draw the hand landmark over our image. That's why this is used. Okay, and this file requires some constants that has been defined in this default constants file. Next, you will have to create a header file called event emitter. This will basically help us to send data like the image URI from native iOS side to React Native side. And for the implementation, you will have to create an Objective-C file. Again, copy paste this code, like I have also copy pasted it from Stack Overflow. Next, inside your bridging header, you will have to add this import over here. Okay, next you will have to create this RTN-MyPicker header file. Again, this has been copied from docs. Only these two imports has been added, and this import has been added. Next, this name has been changed, and here we are extending PHPicker view controller delegate as well. Next, you will have to create an Objective-C file, but make sure you change the extension to .mm, so it is Objective-C++. Again, I have copy pasted everything from the docs. Only this name has been changed, this name has been changed. Here I have created one variable for the URI, which in iOS it is an asset identifier, but yeah, this again has been copied from docs. Only this name has been changed. And once the pick image method is called, basically what I'm doing is that I'm initializing our photo library to open the photos view controller. And once the user picks an image, I'm dismissing it and sending that asset identifier or the URI of the image back to React Native side. Next, you will have to create a header file for RTN-MyImage. Again, I have copy pasted this from docs, so only this import has been added and this name has been changed. Next, create an Objective-C file, but change the extension to .mm, as you can see over. So Objective-C++. Again, change this name of import. Again, this has been copied from docs. Only this import names has been changed, and this should be RN app. So whatever is your project name, add it over here. -swift.h will be common for all. And next, again, this has been copied from docs. Only this names has been changed, this has been changed. Here we are initializing our Swift file of my image, which I will come back to in a bit. This has been copied from docs. Only this name has been changed, this has been copied from docs, but we are just initializing our UI view and initializing our Swift file and adding it to our parent view. And once we get the prop from React Native side, I'm just sending it back to our Swift file. And this whole thing has been copied from docs as well. Only this names has been changed. Next, you will have to create an image manager Objective-C file, but change the extension to .mm again. And again, this names has been changed, and he takes a image URL as a prop. That's what we have defined over here. Next, create a Swift file called myimage. Again, sorry, this has not been copied from docs. So import media task as well as UI kit. It extends a UI view, and here I have created UI image view as well as overlay view. Here I have created hand LandMarker options, and here I have just created one variable for hand LandMarker. So I will come back to this in a bit, but once on initialization, I am adding it to our main view, setting NS layout constraints to our overlay view as well as image view. Now this name should be whatever you have defined over here, so this name should be same. And then I'm just setting the confidence level as number of hands which I want to track, initializing our hand LandMarker. And once we get the identifier or the URL, we are creating an UI image out of it. So here you can see this. Once this is set properly, I'm just calling get photos in library, and I'm requesting for permission as well in case the permission is not given. So the callback comes over here, and once we get the UI image, we convert it to an MP image. Then we pass the MP image to the detect method of our hand LandMarker, and here I have just set our UI image to our image view, and we just pass our result.land handmarks to our overlay view.hand overlays, as well as the image size, aspect fade, bound size, orientation, and we just call draw method and pass the hand overlays size as well as the aspect fit as well. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.